Hello and welcome to this Simracing Academy session. We're out with Bas Res in the BMW M4 GT3 and guys, we're preparing for the 8 hours of Bahrain. So Bas has hit me up looking for advice, a general checkup, lines, driving, braking, maybe technical things. We need to probably leave them out here in a while, but let's start talking about the basics first, as he is about to warm up. So we're checking on lines, we're checking on braking, we're checking on driving technique, we're checking on car behavior, also like car performance, cornering speed, stuff like that, and then we'll take it from there. This is how we agreed to get going. And I will, for the moment, just leave him. Just gonna quickly re-note him about the process. Okay, so you just do warm up, 3, 4, 5 laps. I will be silent in that time.
Okay.
And just take notes, have a look at things.
Yep. Fair enough.
And then we speak about it.
Yep.
Alright. So, then we are looking as he is taking the BMW around Bahrain here. 8 hours Bahrain is going to be a tough one for sure. And it's going to be an interesting one as well. But for the time being, really, I'm interested to see what is Bas' performance around here. It's not going to be a straightforward improvement, I assume. He has told me he's at around 102, 100, close to 101 perhaps, pace performance level according to owner speed, which we appreciate, having possibilities to measure speed like that. Coffee. And then we are looking already note stuff down. And one rolling towards apex. Same goes with turn 4. Rolling towards apex, also not carrying enough speed. This is an interesting one. His braking technique to me looks pretty much alright. He is sharp and strong on it on the very initial braking. Maybe not for turn 10. But even there, like straight lines the braking, then opens the brakes, turns in. But what he really does is like he slows down the car a lot. So I could literally take the note for every other corner saying he's not carrying enough speed. He will go down to second gear, roll towards the apex and be sticking to the inside more or less here. Which, like, sticking to the inside is fine. I'm just thinking like he could take these corners even faster, but we'll see about that in a moment. I think we'll have a good look into MoTeC. It's literally with rolling towards the apex, I mean, he's not staying in a straight line, but as soon as he brakes and before the initial turn, and he almost turns in a bit to the right and goes to a narrow angle. It's about here where he starts turning in, and then he's in a very narrow angle as soon as he's at the apex, instead of like taking the speed, doing the rotation prior to apex, positioning the car to the exit, and then taking acceleration. So we see a direct improvable point right there. Same goes for turn 2. So carrying speed into the turn. And also, like, he doesn't really need to drain brake because he brakes so long, so hard, so early that when he's at the turning point, like, he has already sufficient speed for the turn. Okay, then we see obviously the topic of track usage, not maximizing the track. The curbs. Goes hand in hand with carrying the speed. He can carry the speed, as we've just seen in turn 12 up the hill here. But he's just shuffling off too much speed, or scrubbing off too much speed on braking. Narrow angle. So it looks like we're going to jump into some MoTeC session here live on camera in a moment. Because what I'm going to most likely do is taking out the BMW, talk to him while I drive different in order to kind of showcase him the difference straight away. And then we're gonna compare it in the MoTeC, and there he will see the difference pretty strongly, pretty quickly, where he's losing all the time. Like, he slows the car down so much that the car in itself really it is really far away from its limit, from its capabilities, right? So I think that is the major point here. Yeah, he starts to increasing the pace, takes a little bit of faster approaches now into the turns. Here, this one, I'll just try to give him a better entry angle, going a bit more wide from the outside, but also in a straighter line. So you turn 9 and 10, you need to combine them, right? So you know, want to be at the inside of turn 9, you're going to go a bit wider, but therefore improve your approach into turn 10. As for the time being, I'll let him keep improving the lap times. Here he's not maximizing the track usage at all. Want to give him one more lap, maybe 2. Problem really with those GT3 tires is it takes so damn long to heat up, which is why the progress in lap times is significant. So it is purple, 202.6. It's actually a good start. It's a very good start and approach, but then things are not coming along too nicely after all. Like, he goes onto the curb, opening up the entry, but he turns in so early that he literally gives away all the advantage that he tried opening up from taking the curb in the first place, right? And those are the major 2 things: entry speed into the corner, maximizing track usage, driving the car more on the limit of what it can actually handle, and making that repetitively in practice, or like doing that repetitively while racing. Those are the 2 major concerns, I want to say. Yeah, that is a good turn 10. Like, really far from the outside, but again, it's like he's hindering himself so much as he's still a lot on the brake when being at the apex. And those things we're gonna tackle. And this is where I'm hopefully being able to give him a good shout when having the MoTeC analyze. So already getting up for driving myself. All right,
Yeah.
thank you. You can come into the pits, and I can
Sure.
assure you that we will find good pace and good advantage. So first of all,
Yeah.
you said you are running MoTeC, right?
Yes.
Yes. Can you send me the MoTeC
Sure.
of the laps that you did, and then
Sure.
while you're sending them, I go out on track, and then you can join me on the
Yeah.
onboard, and I will talk you to a couple of points, which I
Okay.
also will show you in a very quick
Okay.
manner as a replay.
Gotcha.
And then we're gonna
So
look into MoTeC, because in MoTeC you'll see the difference most significant.
yeah. So usually this is so I sent you in the chat the MoTeC. So
Thank you.
usually yeah, no worries. So basically my best here. So usually my race pace is around yeah, pretty much low to mid 202, and if I have a very good lucky lap, I do like 201.8 like I've done
Okay.
today, like last week. But I really cannot push any lower than that.
Yeah, you will be able to push lower at the end of the week. I see,
Yes.
like, I don't know what the pros are doing. Do they 57s, 58s?
So, no. So the esports space at Bahrain, so it's different conditions. So
Yeah,
here's like track 35 degrees. That usually it's around 44 degrees.
yeah,
So esports space at quali is we're talking about 59s, mid
okay.
59s.
Mm-hmm.
Race pace esports is around mid to high flat 2.
Yeah,
And then what I'm aiming for, because I'm high S1, but what I'm aiming for is like the pace of like mid S2 somehow, which is like the 201 low, 201 point, or mid 201.
okay.
So like yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well,
much like,
that should be
yeah,
possible.
yeah,
Like,
I believe so.
you can see with a clear eye a couple of optimization possibilities.
Yeah.
So there is chances. Okay. So can you
Yeah.
join my onboard if you click
I'm on board.
watch?
I'm on
Okay,
board.
perfect.
Yeah.
Then I'll talk you through the most obvious things, which on the one hand, like braking, the technique of braking itself is fine. You're just braking too long, too much and too long. You're taking away too much speed of the car, too much cornering speed, and you are narrowing up your approach to a turn from a too early turn in. So what you often do is like you brake and then you already start turning towards the apex instead of keeping wide on the outside. And I will have a perfect proof for that on the replay tape. I'll show you in a minute. But what I want you to look at is like when braking, you stay on the outside for as long as possible and then turn in, aim for the apex and try to accelerate the car, because what's most importantly is that you do all the rotation actually prior towards the curb and prior to the apex, and then position the car to favor the exit, and then you can really push, because most of the time you're not even using the full level of what the car can do. Here, for example, you slow down so much that you have no fighting at all to even keep the car in between the white lines. But at the same time, that is where you're lacking most of the time, because you're taking the corners too tight, you're not carrying enough speed through them, and so on. It's like, it is those two things mainly, and then I will show you a little bit more of a easier approach for this hairpin here, turn 10. I'll talk about that on the next lap, but generally what I want you to focus on is to still do the braking, but stay on the outside here, and then coast a little longer through the turn, but carrying in total much more speed. This is where you are losing the most time, really. Track knowledge in itself is fine. Lines in itself is fine, like as in how you generally approach the turns. It's just when you come towards the turning point and the apex, you're starting to focus on the things too early. And that is I think the only issue, so to say. So my plan right now is to put in, I don't know, a low 201 hopefully, or a low 20 or a high 201 perhaps, depending on how quickly these tires warm up. And then you will see the differences on the MoTeC pretty quickly.
Okay. Okay, check.
So now I'm doing the opposite. I go too wide.
Yeah.
So probably what you do in that area is less of an issue. But since this lap is kind of doomed anyway, I will show you in an extreme way what you do. So
Okay.
you are starting to brake, and then you drive towards the apex, and you literally park it on the apex, and then you start accelerating. That is the biggest habit that you have right now. In this corner, this looks like this most of the time. Yeah, and you just see, compared to the last lap that I already did, this is much slower. Like, don't look at the delta right now, this is irrelevant. But you'll see that I was fighting the car harder, and the car, it was more on the limit. So for turn 10 then, stay very much here on the outside. So this last part is already almost straight when you approach the hairpin. That way you have an easier time turning in. That way you have an easier time braking and slowing down.
Okay.
I'll show you the differences also first on the videotape and then later on in the MoTeC data.
Yeah.
So we're at the tires. Still not up with them. It's the only pity for those GT3 sessions. Like, I really also need those 4 or 5 laps to have like similar tire temperatures to you. Otherwise I can do what I want, I'm just going to be slower. I guess you are running ABS 9?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and brake by is 45.
45, okay. Copy. So I'm quickly focusing on the lap. Yeah, I was too long on the brakes. Probably need to also go a bit backwards with the brake bias. You have to be really careful when doing trail braking that you are not running into the ABS. This is the biggest killer of performance in these cars.
Oh, okay. So you want to stay out of ABS?
You want to stay out of ABS for sure.
Ah, okay.
Like, you can rely on it in a straight braking line, but when you want to trail brake and you run into ABS, you just start understeering. Carried a bit too much speed through here. Okay, one more lap. I think tires should have the temperature now. That wasn't optimal. Okay, it's not the most perfect lap in the world, but you're gonna see the difference in the files anyway, which is what it is all about.
Yeah.
Okay, firstly,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
you're gonna see the difference straight away.
Yeah.
A couple of video footages. So, firstly, I show you my approach
Okay.
into turn one, just from
Mhm.
this point of view.
Okay.
A brake, 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 be at the
Oh,
curb.
wait, wait. Are you streaming something?
Ah, yeah, my brain has skipped. Virtual cam on.
Yeah.
Now
Give
you
me a
see the
second, Mitch.
Discord.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me a second, please.
Yep.
Where's that? Where's that? Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is my approach to turn one.
Yeah. Mhm.
I start around turning in here. So let's say
Yep.
roughly 30 meters from the apex away. And you
Yeah.
see when I'm at the apex,
Mhm.
like my car is already, I go side by side. Now you see I've done a big amount of rotation already.
Mhm.
So I'm almost 90 degrees to here, and I'm lacking a little bit more to that. So my car is already sort of looking towards the outside. So if I come back, and let's say we compare this at the 50 board,
Yeah. Yep.
this is my car. Now I'm bringing up yours
Yep.
from the very last lap. Perfect. Ah, that was one
Oh,
before.
that's the one before. Yeah.
Yeah. And you do perfect thing. Like you start braking, you even open up the turn even further.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you see at the 50 point, like you
Mm.
are starting already to turn in.
Turn. Yeah.
And then it's this part where you are
Mm.
very, very different from me. Like you're almost at the apex already. Yes, you're fully nailing it, but your car, you know, but if I go into the same view roughly, so about here, you see that this angle is much
Mm.
higher. So my car was already more rotated around the corner.
Yeah.
That is the major difference between us here. Literally, especially that part, you remember I turned in around here, and at
Yeah.
that point, you see the difference in heading of the car.
But here there is a point, Michi.
Yeah,
I am aware of this, that the slower the corner, the more you need to open up the corner so you can carry more speed or go, on the throttle earlier.
yeah.
But if I try, the problem is if I try and turn in late as you do, I miss the apex. And that's why I'm taking this approach of turning in a bit
Okay.
earlier. Because if I try to turn the same time as you do, I
hmm
just miss the apex. I cannot make it to the apex.
Probably here is where your braking limitation
Exactly.
comes
Yeah.
in a little. When you are
Yeah.
in the ABS, you'll just go straight.
Yeah.
And
I'll miss
I
the apex.
see,
Yeah.
like you turn in,
Hmm.
but I already see at this point it's around here, this area. You come off the brake a little bit, but it is here where the car is in ABS, and here about it stops being in ABS and suddenly
Yeah.
starts rotating.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that is kind of the habit that you need to get
Yes.
a little bit rid of. Then the
Yeah.
same here for turn 4. In that lap it was a bit better, but it's like you start to turn in here, and I
Hmm.
would go a little later as well.
Mm.
And then the next point is at this stage you're so slow, like you're doing 80, 81,
Yeah.
82 at the apex, and you wait very, very long till you accelerate. If I go back to
Mm.
myself and go into this lap, turn 4, and before I'm actually slower there on the apex, but I don't think so. Now, so I'm doing the same, but I stay more on that rubbered line.
Yeah.
I'm not fully on the apex, but you see my cornering speed,
Yeah.
92. So I'm
That's true.
11 kph faster than you here.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
after the hit, coming through the apex, I really attacked the car early with throttle. And this is what I mean by saying your car is not on the limit. I'm really
Yeah.
having a hard time like keeping the car trajectory here on the grippy line and then ending up on the curb on the outside. What you are doing is you just leave a lot more leeway for the car. So if I go back here, you go through that. But
Yeah.
it's like here you almost got neutral steering, like you're way more to the inside. Yes, you also come towards the curb on the exit, but I think it's between here
Mm.
and especially here where you lose most of the time. And this is what I'm
Yeah.
going to try and look at you now with the help of MoTeC. So you bear with me for a moment because I think I
Sure.
need to switch screens. Do you see my desktop?
Yes.
Perfect. Then I will
Well,
get...
I see now a key belt
Yes, that's my
28.
desktop.
Yeah.
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 I just opened the second desktop in the background,
Yeah.
and usually it flips over, but sometimes OBS isn't
Mm.
quite doing the same thing. Actually, I need to go back real quick because you sent me your files. Oof. Okay, I'm interested to see what I can see in there. I hope the inputs are in. Because you have a very thin file saying, I think it's only the very basics inside it. But we'll figure that out.
Oh, you mean for the verbosity of the
Yeah, the depth
yeah, yeah,
of the yeah,
MoTeC.
okay, it's fine. We see enough though. This is the most important part, so that's your timing.
Mm.
Now I need to find mine. LMU GT3. Alright, here we go. Perfect. So I will put myself being white and yours being
Yeah.
colored. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And then I add the variance. The variance shows you the difference in lap time.
Mm.
Well, it should show the difference in lap time, but like I didn't beat you by a second, so I'm confused why it does not show. It could potentially be an issue with the that we have a different ini for the MoTeC, but again,
Okay.
it doesn't matter too much because I can also... Jesus, where is the time distance there? Yeah, it doesn't change. Okay, it comes down to the inputs anyway. So
Yeah.
when we're comparing the laps and we start comparing them over here, straight away turn one. Um, I already showed you a little bit. Here are the different lines. You remember you're
Yeah.
colored and I'm white,
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
white line you'll see probably as we go a bit longer
Mm.
here. Map doesn't change, sadly. No, 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 no. So you see here that my white line is cutting almost back on your red line. Again, we will have a small
Yeah.
abbreviations here because of different files and stuff. But you see I'm braking a little later than
Mm.
you, so you brake at distance 567. I brake at distance 581, so I brake actually later than you. We are having the same approach speed, so a difference of 0.2 kph is almost neglectable.
Yeah.
But I brake later than you, and also I'm earlier back on the throttle. That is the main difference. You here see that you're turning in much earlier than me.
Yeah.
It's
But you also
actually...
stayed on the full brake more than me.
Yes, I also stayed on the full brake more than me because you see that little... I need to really zoom in here. You see this little abbreviation where the color turns yellow? This is your
Yeah.
little input. going towards
Uh,
the inside that I've sort of criticized when
oh, the
rewatching the live
steering.
video. Yes,
The steering. Okay.
the steering towards the apex where you said you take that approach on purpose.
Mm,
But it is that
yeah.
steering that kind of requires you to open up the brake already a little
Exactly.
bit, because
Exactly. Yeah.
otherwise you would run into ABS.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
I stay straight for up until here before
Mm,
turning in and then releasing the brake on the
mm,
verge of making it to the corner in the first place, right?
mm,
So that is the main difference. Also, you see cornering speed, yours is 16 kph slower. And this is
mm,
this
mm.
is where I also say you're braking for too long, you're braking for too much, you take too much speed out of the car, so to
But
say.
how here I'm braking too much when actually you stayed more on the brakes than me.
Yes, because it's here. I go off the brake here
Mm.
completely and you're still on it.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
This is where
Gotcha.
you create this is what I meant in the very first place. Besides you like kind of using the track and not using the track, it's also that you
Mm.
slow down the car so much that it
Too much.
isn't on
Mm.
the limit anymore.
Mm. Mm.
So I kind of
Gotcha.
rotate the car here on the limit by coasting, and you slow
Mm.
down so much that you can literally like turn the car around in a very small diameter.
Mm.
So you're
Mm.
just
Gotcha.
scrapping off too much speed. And I think the same
Yeah.
goes for turn 4 if we're looking into turn 4.
Mm.
Here the brake trace looks rather similar. In this case, actually, it's you braking later.
Later.
Yes. Um, but then, like you, up until here, we're sort of equal. Also on the corner, on the velocity, yeah, you're a bit more ahead of me. But it starts changing here then. So
Mm.
up until here, I'm 12 kph slower than you. So I'm braking way too early, actually, which is why I also said it's not an optimal lap. But
Mm.
I stopped braking at this point, and there we have the same
Mm.
entry speed. So I
Mm.
don't know your setup 100%, but I could do the corner at that entry speed, and you keep, again, slowing down, slowing down, slowing down, actually having a difference of 13 to 14 kph ground speed here. Obviously, the
Mm.
lap that I showed on the video wasn't your fastest lap, it was the lap after.
Mm.
Actually, I selected it.
Oh yeah, the 681 indeed.
The 681, yeah. So, yeah, but again, could be a logging difference. Sometimes this is not 100% accurate when you
Mm.
look at it. But here is one of your habits. Like, there you're braking too long. And as much as you can still brake here, because you are kind of linear on the turning, it would probably still be beneficial for you if you would stop braking there and like just coast
Mm.
around the turn. That way you would probably carry 5, 6, 7 kph more through the
Mm.
turn. The car would be more on the limit. You would be probably a lot faster.
Gotcha. Okay.
Then same for turn 6. Uh, you remember me showing you very excessively how much you keep to the inside in turn 6.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can actually also see this here. Your line is way more to the inside, whereas mine goes wider. And at the same time, you keep braking for a lot longer then. So I again brake a little early, but not as much as you do. And
Mm.
then you keep like here, from here on up until here, you do more braking. And
Mm.
whilst I'm off the brake with a little bit of a loft tap of the brake here again for like 2 or 3%, you keep carrying brake 5, 6, 7, 8%
Mm.
way deep into the turn.
Mm.
And this is where you lose most of the speed again. So it's, I
Yeah.
think here, yeah, this is the crossover point. From here on, your cornering speed is slower. And
Too
when we're
slow. Yeah.
getting out of the turn, it's again 15 kph. So it's significant.
Mm.
And I think we will
Mm.
probably see that the different line. Let me see, how is it turn 8? Turn 8, it's kind of fine, but my turn 8 was bad, as you know.
Mm.
But also here, like you keep breaking deeper into it. Time distance graph. Actually, I'm probably braking later in all the circumstances as well. It's just that the time distance graph anticipates the time gap we have. So it's actually me.
Oh, okay.
It's actually me braking later everywhere, and like stronger for the first period, slowing down harder, then going onto the same path. Let us quickly recheck then. Yeah, makes more sense. For turn 1, this is still the same. Like you brake earlier, you brake
Yeah.
longer. For turn 4,
I brake earlier as well.
you
I
brake
see it.
earlier as well. And then because of that, like you brake longer or more in total. Same goes for turn 6, where you're just a bit more conservative. Turn 8,
What's the brake pressure you have, Mitchie, if I may ask?
100%.
No, I mean, no, I mean in your sprints as a
Ah,
kilograms.
50, I think.
50. Okay. Okay.
Uh,
I've got 55, but I'm not sure if
honestly,
that's a
like
brake one. Yeah.
that looks like to me you could also try 50 or 45 if it's all
Hmm.
about. Yeah, I have 50.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
And
So I
then
can get more, you mean, braking the straight line?
yes, especially like in the beginning of the break on the peak braking
Hmm.
performance here, that mountain
Hmm.
could be like flat at the top. For as long as you're
Hmm.
straight, like perfect for turn 1, turn 4, a little bit the first time of the approach, turn 8, turn 11, turn 14.
Hmm. We can try.
So those are the things I'd say where you can improve, or where you can
Okay.
not
Let's.
improve, where you can be maximum in the break.
Yeah.
Then turn 10. Here I start braking earlier actually, but
Hmm.
I'm at all the time like almost half of your brake inputs because I rather may also be a habit because I see in the hypercar because of exactly that technique I'm
Hmm.
losing time to the best guys. Um,
Turn 10
but
is the fast left-hander, right?
no, that is the tight left-hander, the corkscrew corner that goes through the left king. You see,
Ah.
my
Yeah.
white is much more on
Yeah.
the outside here, and it's then from here on it's beneficial. Here is the crossover point
Is
where
that
I'm.
the which one? Sorry, which is that the hairpin? The very slow
Yes,
hairpin.
the very slow hairpin
Okay.
onto the back
Okay.
straight.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Gotcha.
And then I turn in once pretty sharp. Sorry, that's
Hmm.
you. You turn in once pretty sharp. But again, because you are much slower than me at this point, like 20
Hmm.
kph almost. It's like
Hmm.
a huge
Oof.
speed difference there.
Yeah, scrubbing a lot of speed. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, that is the difference here. And then
Hmm.
actually my acceleration, it is a bit later. I've not 100% nailed the corner, but at the same time, hang on a second. Yeah. Yeah, your exit is better because obviously you stay so tight that you can go onto the throttle much earlier, which is why I said like I slightly overshot the corner. So I'm also
Hmm.
carrying a bit too much speed. But generally speaking, you see in this area, I gain time on you. You gain it back onto most of the exits though.
Hmm.
Is the time variance graph working this time? No, it's still not working. This makes no sense. Sometimes I hate working with MoTeC like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I think that goes through all of the turns.
Yeah.
So here I brake later. Like in every entry I just carry more speed, 23 kph. So if I were you,
Hmm.
what you could also try doing, first of all, like just reduce the braking pressure in the setup by
Hmm.
4 or 5 clicks. So that way you're braking still as much in terms
Hmm.
of like your foot. You still apply the same
Yeah.
forces. But obviously the deceleration isn't that great, and that way you obviously scrub off less speed, carry more speed into the turn. So that would be
But
potentially
but wait
worth a
a
shot.
second. then I have done something different now, because now I adjusted my brake pedals to be, instead of 55 kilos, to be 50 kilos. So I can,
Yeah.
like, brake kind of in the straight, slow down the car as much as I
Yeah,
can, and
so
then I can try coasting.
in this case, you now need
Yeah,
to obviously make sure that you are braking harder in a straight line, braking
yeah,
later in general, and
yeah.
also coming off the brake in a more rapid
Earlier.
way when
Okay.
turning in.
Hmm.
So there's two ways now. Either you go more towards my technique, being like flat in the beginning, lifting off the
Hmm.
brake, avoiding the ABS, or you
Hmm.
stay within your technique where you're like,
Hmm.
I'm not braking full, but
Hmm.
you stay the same with the inputs, but you just make the car slow down less quickly.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
in order to change the approach, of course, the best way is to change the technique, but it now comes down, it's like, what can you drive best? So
Yeah.
I'm just giving you two options what you
Yeah.
can do.
I mean, I wouldn't want to mess with the setup, for a reason that if I'm gonna drive this in endurance,
Yeah,
with other guys,
yeah.
so it's, I cannot tailor it much.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying, gonna try
Then you
to,
adjust your
yeah.
pedal and your driving. It
So
is
my
the
pedal,
most long-term beneficial anyway.
exactly, yeah. So when you say adjust the pedals, which meaning, as I've done, like decreasing the pressure, right? The kilograms, or
Yeah,
increasing them,
yeah. That way you
decreasing,
will
right?
improve the braking performance on initial braking, so you can brake
Exactly.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got you. And then you said try to get off the brake faster, so I
Get off the
can.
brake faster and then like turn in later. So when you get
Okay.
off the brake,
Mm,
you can actually still rotate the car, similar
yeah.
to what I
Okay.
did.
Yeah. Yeah. Got you. Got you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So if you're ready, you can go out
Yeah.
and we
Sure.
work
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just here get new tires. Should I get new tires, or
Yes, 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 yes. New tires.
let's go? Let's go.
And then we see what we can do. And this time I will shout in between, obviously.
Okay. Check.
Okay.
Oh, now I feel the ABS on the straights, because I lowered down the pressure.
Yeah, because yeah, now you're actually kicking into it, so
Yeah,
also
exactly. Yeah,
gives you a good indication of what the car is doing for
yeah,
sure. And don't get me wrong, it might be absolutely normal that you now drop down to 203s actually when driving because you're adapting. So what you're
yeah,
basically doing is you may go one step backwards in order to make two forwards.
yeah, exactly.
And already try to carry more speed into turns.
Yeah, yeah, check.
Yeah, the endless story of tire warm-up. It's lovely,
Yeah.
isn't it?
See? Yeah, but this is maybe
I know,
still
I know.
Yeah,
But it's fine.
it's cold. Yeah.
First of all that, and second, like, you can always brake 2 or 3 meters earlier still and
Yeah.
adjust. But the approach in itself is much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And throttle. Yeah. Be also ready to put down the power earlier again. Power. Yes. I know, still cold tires and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll leave you with the line in turn 10 for the moment. The most important part is now to get the braking right.
Yeah.
Braking and entry speed. Power, power, power. Yes. I already kept the brake attached for too long. You can also coast.
Yeah, I felt it. Yeah.
Yeah, much better. Now you were off the brake. Before
Yeah,
you were
exactly.
slowing down even further and carried more speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Despite you missed the apex, you're as quick as
Yeah.
before. Power, power, power. Now let the car coast more. Like you took away too much speed again.
Okay.
Off the brakes. Yeah, back to the power. Yes, exactly like that. Off the brakes. Try to stay away from that curb, because it will slow you down.
Yeah.
Okay, remember, just like last lap, coast into the turn.
Yeah.
Don't use too much brakes. Off the brake. And power. Now you already went too early towards the apex again a little.
Mm.
Just like you did in the hairpin, you kind of do that in turn 11 as well. Stay on the outside here. Also a bit too much on the inside already. But anyway, like this is the second time lap was probably going to be a PB, so that is showing it's going the right direction because tire will
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
still improve.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is even faster
Yep.
than my fastest lap, which was after like 5 laps, and this is my second or third lap. So
It's
yeah.
yeah. Now you turned in too early,
Yeah.
which is why you got a bad exit. But like, it was much better than in the fastest lap indeed. Off the brakes and power. You need to still work a little bit on the timing when you can go on power.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is better. Keep on the power here. Yeah. And power. Yeah, brake a little later into turn 9. Now. Off the brakes and power. That's much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, it's much better indeed.
Okay, remember you're braking here last time. Brake later and stay more to the outside. Now turn in. You kept the brake, sadly. But like, the more wide entry gave you another 10.5.
Yeah.
Stay all the way to the left. Brake. Turn in and power. Yeah, another 10th basically.
Yeah.
Last corner, just do it like you did it. Power. Yeah. Actually broke too early, broke for too long. But yeah, you're
like
getting there.
2/10 faster already.
Yeah. So for turn 1 now, stay straight. Off the brake and power. You're off track the lap somewhere, I think.
No, it's still valid.
The last one, I mean.
Oh yeah, last one, yeah, indeed.
Power, 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 power. Better. Power. And stay on it, stay on it, stay on it. Brake later. Post. Power. Yeah, very good. Wait, brake. Post. Power. Very good. Brake later even. Post. Power. Very good. Yeah, stay towards the left curb. Wait. Brake. Post. Power.
Why lap invalid? Why? This was a 0.1.7.
Let me see.
This was a 0.1.7.
Yeah, you were off the track on the approach to turn 13. Ever so slightly.
But this is 0.16. I'm fucking believing. It's 0.16, man.
Yeah, it is. Looking good.
Unbelievable.
Well, you're applying the right techniques.
Yeah.
Post. Going a bit too quick. A bit too quick and a bit too early towards the apex again, but
Again,
like
I felt this is better for me, for my feeling.
it is already better. Like you do 2/10 better anyway already. And power, yes. Yeah, you're getting there. You're figuring it out. Power. I broke too much again. Stay on it. Stay on it. Brake later. I broke too early. It's about rhythm and consistency that you need to.
Yeah.
You need to work in now. Post and power. Power. We'll get one more lap after this.
Yeah. Oh man, come on, seriously. No, seriously. This was in the 0.6.
Yeah.
I'm freaking believer. now I got flat spots.
Ah, unlucky. Well, still go for it. You can still...
But yeah. No, but I know now it's much different. I released the brakes too.
Yeah. It's like, again, I think as much as you're down to this line, I would still, if I were you, consider adapting to my line for that hairpin, because
yeah,
you may lose a tenth in that hairpin in itself. I can agree. It could be like on the apex that you are a tenth slower than before, but
yeah,
you'll gain 2/10 on the way to turn 4, so it is faster for your lap time.
Yeah, yeah. No, this lap is dog lap, of course.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's yeah, but it's yeah.
yeah. Sadly, the
Okay.
session will end.
Yeah. No, but I already now. I mean, it's just I hated the 0-1-6 two times. The last one was just unlucky, but I totally now understand what I need to focus on. So if you now say I need to prioritize something to work on, so shall I start then with focusing on the wider lines, or the braking, or mix of both? Probably.
Mix of both would be the perfect solution.
Mm,
But you can also split it up in 2 sections and like
mm,
just focus on the braking to not run into ABS, and like find the way where to get off the brake and understand. And I think this is your biggest chance here. You do not have yet a feeling for what the car is able to do cornering speed wise,
correct. Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
and that is the first thing to figure out. And I think when you figure it out that you'll already improve by
Mm,
half a second, 6, 7 tenths. Like you
mm,
almost like you already improved by 2 or 3 tenths on your PB. So if you just get that right, you'll do close to a 2-1 low, pretty sure.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I
and
need to build the confidence
you
in the
need to
car.
build the confidence, exactly. So I would start working on the brake
Mm,
technique, when to release the brake, when to carry the speed through the turn. And
mm,
at that point, you'll start taking wider entry lines, because you're like,
mm,
how can I even carry more speed through the turn? And by that, you'll start turning in later. You'll start going into with the wider lines and carry more speed through the
mm,
turns automatically. So that
mm.
would be my approach, or my
Yeah.
take or
Yeah. Yeah.
suggestion
Check.
moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Clear. 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 No, indeed. I mean, I mean, you were saying expecting that I see enhancement like next week, or yeah, I saw it already in the session, so that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I went
Yeah.
into 0-1.6 2 laps, and that was full race fuel,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's quite good.
It's perfectly fine for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll focus on practice. Then I'm sure that I can keep that consistently. Cool. Thank you so much, man.
Awesome. You're welcome. Glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. So I'll let you know after the practice. How
Yes,
did it go?
please. Yes, please do
Yeah,
so.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
All
Cheers,
right.
Richie. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome,
appreciate your
buddy.
time. Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Have a good one.
See you. Bye
Cheers.
bye.
Bye bye.
So, and if you guys are now ready to get your own coaching, write me a message on Discord. Join my Discord server. Write me a mail at simracing@itchy-hire.com. Book your coaching session. Get into the same satisfaction and joy as Busted, hopefully. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Guys, if you've appreciated the coaching, please give it a thumbs up, share it to your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yeah, let me know down in the comments area below what you think. Curious of your opinions. Guys, thanks for watching. Bye bye.